I'm gonna start this episode, guys, with this one phrase, and you're gonna have to live with it. I know you two, Joey and Chris, are gonna be okay with it. I'm not sure if some of our listeners will be okay with it, but you're gonna have to hear it and you're gonna have to accept it. Tank for Connor fucking Bedard.
Of
Okay?
course.
No.
Yep.
It's not of course. There's no debate anymore. There's no debate anymore. This team needs to tank for Connor Bedard, and there's nothing more to it. Understood? Not you two.
Has there ever been a debate?
No, not with you two. But well, yes, there has. To our listeners, you're gonna fucking hear me. You're gonna hear us say this at this entire episode. Tank for Connor Bedard. This team must not win a single game anymore. I don't want
Against
them
Florida.
winning. I know they're in Florida right now. They're losing against Tampa Bay. I don't want this team winning a single game anymore. Maybe I'm jinxing them. I don't know. I'm telling you, no. Tank, this team needs to lose. Lose. I'm also dead serious. I may be no. The World Juniors have started, folks. Connor Bedard is on a fucking tear right now. The World Juniors has begun, and Connor Bedard is on a tear. Before we get to there, thank you for tuning in to the final episode of 2022 of the Curfew Boys. It's myself, Sammy, with Joey and Chris. Unfortunately, Anthony and Adri couldn't make it. Adri's in Florida as we speak, so while we get fucking blizzards and snowstorms and power outages, he's warming his ass and his family down in sunny Florida, sunny state. Good for him. Chances are he deserves it, I guess. For our buddy Zook, we got sad news of the passing of his grandfather, so we'd like to send him and his family our condolences. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family, and he knows we're here for him. But still sucks to hear that. So Zook, if you're hearing this, buddy, we love you.
Our condolences.
To you and the
Condolences,
family.
Zook.
We love you. Okay. So I want to start with the Canadians. Before the Christmas break. But by the way, guy, how were your Christmases, by the way? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hold on. We'll put the Habs aside there for Christmas. This is important Christmas talk. We celebrate Christmas, so Merry Christmas, guys. How were your Christmases?
You want to go first, Joey?
Sure. Mine was good. A little different this year. Growing up, you guys know Italian household. We usually celebrate at somebody's house and, bunch of food, gifts, and everything. We still had all that. The only difference is we actually did it at a restaurant this year. It was closed for my cousin. Yeah, my cousin is a musician who plays at this restaurant in Laval every, I guess, once a week. And they gave him the restaurant for a night. Reason being is that his wife and their family celebrate the same day as we do. So my cousin had a solution to being able to celebrate both sides because they celebrate same day. So since we were over 30 something people, they decided to do it at a restaurant, which was a lot more space. So still the food, everything was brought Italian style, with the fish, bacala, pasta, everything. But we did it at a restaurant instead, and it was just closed for us. So, and it was just tables all set for the 30 something of us.
Was this Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
Christmas Eve, yeah. Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That sounds very nice. That sounds very unique and really, really like a whole lot of fun. That's sounds like hopefully you guys get to repeat that in the future because that's awesome.
Yeah, it was. I'll be honest, Chris. I didn't know what to expect of it. Restaurant. We're so used to being at somebody's home, but it was, at someone's home, it's so tight space. There's a lot going on. Like here, I don't know. It was just so much space, and you kind of I don't know. It just kind of felt it felt nice. It really felt nice. The place is a nice ambiance. It's like an Asian. It's an Asian fusion type restaurant. So they have those ponds downstairs when you walk in
Mhm.
type thing. So
Mhm.
Koi pond.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it was no, but it was really nice. So a lot of space, a lot of food, obviously. No Asian food. It was all Italian, so it was still made from home. But
Okay.
we just brought everything there.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
gotcha, gotcha.
that's nice.
Well, I mean, if you,
I could say on my
they, I'm sure they had fish options, if anything.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, go Chris.
Sam,
Oh,
actually,
look,
you don't eat fish, right? So
No,
what do
I
you do
worked,
on the 24th?
I worked on the 24th, and I got myself and my colleagues got our asses handed to us. Like,
Oh, well, yeah, but what do you do for the 24th for tradition unless you
I
don't follow it?
I ate la pasta. I only eat the pasta
Okay.
dishes.
For fans who
usually,
don't know, I'll just say it to the fans who don't know, the 24th Italians have this tradition of not eating meat, and Sam does not eat fish.
Yeah.
So his options are
I'm
very
allergic to
limited.
fish. That's why. Because I'm allergic.
yeah,
Joe, you want me to fucking
Yes,
die
he
on
does not
Christmas
eat
Eve?
fish because he's allergic. Sorry. Yes.
yeah. Well,
So he's very
usually on
limited
the
on Christmas.
usually I'm with Sammy on the 24th. Usually it's a family
Yeah.
matter. So it's my dad and his mom, their brother and sister. But let me tell you, as much as Sammy abides by the saying, if it's from the sea, it's not in me. As much as he lives his life with that, I'd say, motto practically. Usually we're buried in food. After there's the food coma, we're dying on the sofa or whatever chair we can finally park ourselves in after the fact. But yeah, this year was a little bit different, even on my end. um, it was the first Christmas that I got to celebrate with my girlfriend, and just about a year into our relationship, and both of us have divorced parents. So my mom's in town from being out of town, um, living out of well, she's usually out of town. She lives down in the south of the states and everything. So basically, with the two sets of divorced parents, it was literally living the movie Four Christmases. We just didn't have any baby bumping their head on the one of the kitchen cabinets or anything like that. But we've been running around for
Yeah.
several days constantly, and happy to be home and happy to be on the podcast with you guys to go over some Habs topics and give the Christmas rush a little bit of a break over
I'm
here.
still recovering from the. I swear to God, I'm the fattest fuck I've ever met in my life. I ate so much. I ate so much at my fat obviously Chris on our same side, but like I was with my parents. I worked the night of Christmas Eve, and like I said, we just got busy, flooded with calls and some stuff that nobody really wants to see, but that's okay. The next day, just stuffed my face. Still was in a food coma the day after. Hold on a sec. Go to the girlfriend's parents on Boxing Day, order Chinese food, stuff my face with Chinese food. The day after, on the 27th, we go over to her grandparents that have a nice cottage-like house in Montebello area. Her entire family's there, not like her aunts, uncles, and cousins are there. To her grandparents' place, stuffed my face over there. Woke up this morning, stuffed my face this morning. Like I swear to God, the gym tomorrow is gonna whip my fucking ass. I might puke on the treadmill or on the Smith machine or the squat machine. Somewhere along the way, there's gonna be every single food item I've eaten the past 4 or 5 days is literally gonna come out of my mouth and onto either someone or a piece of gym equipment, and it should be a party. All right, let's get to the Habs talk here. The boys are in Florida right now for the next 2 nights against the Tampa Bay Lightning, which they're currently playing against right now, down 3-0. Third period's about to start any second now. After that, they are heading to Florida. No, hold on a sec. No, wait a minute. They are in Florida.
Yeah,
They're heading to
sunrise.
Sunrise, Florida, to
Sunrise.
play the Florida, because I would say to play against the Florida Panthers. And they got news today that Barkov's coming back. I think Ekblad is coming back. and somebody else is coming back to the Florida Panthers
That's not good
lineup.
news.
So, look, right now, they're 1 win, 1 loss, 1 overtime loss on the road. So, I honestly, this is the one road schedule that I'm hoping they fucking crash. I really do.
I don't mind the Florida win, like to beat Florida because we have their pick. That's literally the only team. I don't kind of care who wins.
Yeah, I understand that, Joe, but Florida's higher than us in the standings. So like, if we're dropping, we might as well keep dropping.
Funny enough, if we beat Tampa tonight, which we won't, I'm just saying if it were to happen, we would have passed Florida because we have a game in hand on them. So technically, we have a better record if you win the remaining game, which is one game.
I see that.
But you're right. Overall, I think with Barkov come back, Ekblad, not good news for Canadians. They're obviously going to end higher. If they can somehow just end in a lottery spot, I'll be happy enough with that pick just to be in a lottery spot between 14th, between the 14th to last and 32nd. Well, obviously 32nd to last. I'll be happy if Florida can just give us a lottery chance. Same with our own pick.
Joe, are you going on Tankathon.com and fucking playing with that simulator button?
I haven't started yet. I did it last year. I haven't started yet. I'm like, I don't want to get my hopes up this early. Like, I should be doing it now after Bedard's night in the World Juniors.
Oh my god, I did. I've been doing it like every fucking day, and I finally got the Canadians to get the first overall pick.
How many tries did it take you?
Man, yeah, how many tries? A lot.
I had sent something to Sammy. It was one of my closest friends. He did it 5 times, and on the 5th time, it ended up with Montreal getting the first overall pick and Florida moving up something like 7 spots to have the number 2 pick. In other words, Montreal Canadiens draft 1 and 2. Like I think I would go into a protective bubble, not leave anywhere, because I would just be waiting to watch the Canadians win the Stanley Cup and make sure that I'm alive to see it, because it would be a guaranteed just a repeat after repeat. That would be the dream. Literally, not just the draft, but the follow through afterwards. My life would feel completed, accomplished, just satisfied. I think Joey would become positive Joey even at that point in time.
I've been more positive lately. I mean,
he's getting better. He's getting better. I want to ask you guys this: with the changes of the lineups that Marty's been doing, I don't know. Do you think it's helping with the quote unquote tanking, or do you think he's been told?
I would think.
I know. Okay, hold on. Let me rephrase this, because right now, or like before the start of the Tampa game, Yoel Armia was put on the first line, and Habs fans everywhere lost their shit. So, like, is he really trying to get Armia to, score a goal or something? Because Armia's been doing everything except scoring. But is Marty really trying to help him out, or has he been told otherwise?
I think he's trying to bring up trade value for players.
Yeah.
Having Armia on 0 goals on the year, can't score a goal, that doesn't look well if you're trying to trade, pieces for assets. So for me, I think it's more to help the current guy struggling. When Suzuki was playing on a line with Armia, and who was the other one? Was it Drouin, who didn't have a goal?
He took
when he split Caulfield
out of the line too. Yeah.
So he was trying to help to get 2 guys going. He played his best player, quote unquote, with them. But I think that hurt them more, because we said Caulfield is a great player, but he kind of needs a Suzuki type player to be what he needs to be. So unfortunately, that's the type of player he is. He's a bit dependent on it. When you don't have that together, and even one we're not talking about as much as Doc, when you don't have them together, Habs, just as this is the advanced analytics that I look into, controlling of the play, even just removing Doc, they're not nearly as efficient as what they are when all 3 of them are together. They kind of, even Suzuki and Caulfield together, get outplayed. And it's 3 guys make a line, not 2. So I get Marty's trying to get the rest of the team going, but it's also hurting them. Well, as you can see with the results, injuries don't help. But yeah, it's really hurting us in terms of all this line juggling.
I'm just
I
gonna
totally
say it
agree.
straight up.
I don't
I'm just
mind
gonna say it straight up pisses me off. If there's one point of pleasure in this season, it's to see Caulfield and Suzuki scoring and performing. And Marty took that away from us. Whatever it may be, just stop that. Put the lineup of shit. Put the lineup of death together wherever else. But just please give us that point of pleasure.
But Chris, it does lead
that
us to
little
more
bit of.
losses.
Pardon me.
It does lead us to more losses.
Yes,
It does lead us to more losses, but I mean, Jesus, have Allen dive left when the puck is going right. I don't care. Just at least leave us with some goal scoring ability, because when they're losing no goals and you're sitting through them just getting destroyed, and then again at the end of the day, I know it's 1 year, and 1 year of tanking could lead to many years of like insane
happiness.
success. But no, but I'm there's we're gonna for sure talk about it by the end of the season, but when at the end of the season, where we're going to turn back, hopefully be able to say two fantastic draft picks, number 1 and number 2, coming our way. Hopefully, pray to God, or whatever you
Can you
believe
imagine?
in.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
could you imagine? But let's hope that there's another little bit of a saving grace. I'd really like us to be in a position to be sitting down and saying, "Wow, the Canadians have their first goal scorer since the early 1990s. We haven't seen this in nearly 25 to 30 years." I'm hoping that's going to be one of the key points of discussion that we'll at least have the privilege of having by the end of the season. So, to your point, yes, let's tank. Are these moves to showcase some guys that we're hoping to trade? Absolutely. That's my suspicion as well. But please, Marty, just if you want to play them less minutes, perfectly fine. But at least when they get their time on the ice, I like seeing that top line perform and work some magic on the ice. So
I don't.
please.
Yeah. I don't like seeing Doc centering the second line. I don't like seeing Doc getting off that first line. I really, really don't. He
No.
doesn't look comfortable, or is it just me here? He looks his best when he plays with those two. When he plays with
No, they're
Caulfield and
Listen,
considerably
Suzuki.
worse.
he's a right winger. He's a right winger, and we're just waiting. Connor Bedard to slot right into that second line. Don't start playing Doc in the center. No. He's
No,
we're not
no.
gonna have any center spot come next season.
Chris, and you explained it. You explained it very well. It's not fun watching them. There's a difference of fun and losing, and then there's a difference of what we're watching now. This is kind of like what they were last year. Look, injuries are really not helping. Like, yes, veterans are out. It doesn't help their case. They have 5 rookie defensemen tonight. I mean, that's the first time I think in their history.
Five rookie skaters. Five rookie
Skate-
skaters, not defensemen. Oh no,
I thought
wait
it
a
was
minute.
defense.
Oh, wait, you might
Yeah,
be
it's
right.
defenseman. Yeah, Justin Barron,
Yeah,
Kovacevic,
yeah, okay.
Harris.
I keep
Guhle,
forgetting.
that
I
guy.
keep forgetting Kovacevic is a rookie. Actually,
That's
I
right.
keep forgetting that.
But now it's not fun. Look, the way they're playing Tampa is they're getting outmatched, and it's just like it's not even fun to. Hey, look, it's not even fun to watch. You're absolutely right.
Oh man,
But this
Tampa
is
Bay
where
just a whole other class. Tampa, though.
no,
Yeah, but
they
Tampa,
are.
they
But
have
Sam,
this
this
thing.
is
They have this thing against Tampa. Go back. I've said it before. Like, you know how Joey said, with the reverse retro, and there are certain things that he mentions, and there's a clear correlation to them losing when they're wearing. Every single time, even when we had the opportunity to pick between the Islanders and the Tampa Bay, this has gone back for several years since the Canadians swept Tampa Bay a few years back, like several years back. Actually,
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
had some of the worst luck. We've had some of the worst performances always against Tampa Bay. They have our number, and it's painful to watch against them.
and
Yeah,
Sam. Even if
sure.
we backtrack a little bit, you guys mentioned this on last episode. When I said I was frustrated with Montreal losing to Anaheim, Chris got it right. It's not like you guys don't get you saying, "Oh, you're frustrated, but you wanted the loss." I do, but it's embarrassing. I don't want to be embarrassed the way they are. 5-2 at home against the worst team in the league, like Arizona was last year. 5-2. It's like no, I think Marty got that game completely wrong, and the trend is kind of continuing. But now there's injuries piling up, so it's a mix of both. But you can't be embarrassed like this. I mean, there's there's bad and there's being embarrassing, and I don't want to be an embarrassment to the league. I never want that for Montreal.
I agree with you guys are saying, but you also take into account, like you just said it, 5 rookie skaters. Like and then you add in young guys. You added Slavkovsky up front. Like it or not, like the guys like Suzuki, Caulfield, and Doc, like they're still young too, and they're still learning as they're going.
But Sammy,
you would think with some of the veteran leadership not leadership, veteran players they have, like thank God Monahan was playing well, because otherwise everybody else is not really,
and
like they're not carrying their weight, you know, or not carrying their weight. They're not pulling their own weight.
It's actually showing. There's no secondary scoring. It's showing without Monahan, there's nothing from every other line besides Caulfield and Suzuki, barring the Hoffman overtime that he scored, like a few here. But I'm saying consistent secondary scoring, there's none.
The loss against Dallas was literally all Pezzetta and Evans, who were having an amazing game, and for some reason, Jake Evans was decided to be like, I'm going to be Steve Yzerman tonight. You know what I mean?
But to your point, Sammy, again, I don't have overwhelmingly high expectations. I do have for the young guys, I do have the expectation that they will be making routine mistakes at this point in time.
Yes.
But it's the underwhelming performances of the veterans, and honestly, the biggest mistakes are being committed by the veterans, and the most embarrassing mistakes, needless to say, are coming from them. So it's like you divide that one line, going back to the point that we made earlier. You divide the one line that's actually entertaining. You have a guy like Dadonov, not currently, but you have a guy like Dadonov for multiple games, making a joke out of the CH on the front of his chest. You have all these guys just playing like careless hockey out there, and getting and eating away minutes. Like, I don't mind Park. Like, I would enjoy, going back to what you're saying, Sam. I would enjoy watching the rookies making mistakes and being slightly underwhelming. But instead, we're watching, I find, a bunch of older guys who are playing that careless hockey and leading to embarrassment and taking time away from the enjoyments that we could be having. That's my perspective.
Well, Chris, that's why we ended last,
agree,
right?
I agree.
I was just saying that's why we ended last year, right? It was these veterans that made us last. So they're obviously not great. Besides Dadonov, he wasn't there. So this is to be expected. So
it is to be expected, but again, I'm just hoping that
4-0
it's a fine line. We're pardon me?
4-0 Tampa Bay, by the way. Yeah. So
bravo.
Yeah, it just continues. Unfortunately, I don't have the game in front of me, but yeah, it's I totally agree with you, Chris. It's I still believe this team bit off more than they could chew from the start of the season. It was great. They came in with, somewhat something to prove. You hear guys like Gallagher and Nick Suzuki say we're not to be underestimated. And I love that attitude. You need that attitude. I truly get that. I love that. I respect that. At the same time, too, you gotta be honest here. They're not exactly that much of a different team, like Joey said, from last year. They add in Kirby Dach, and then you get the rookies on defense. You know what I mean? Like, even though you get rid of certain veterans that caused or helped the team tank last year, you replace those with veterans that look promising, but they're going to make those mistakes that might not cost the game, but certainly isn't going to help you win, which is fine. That's okay. That's really okay. I just think right now at this point, I'll credit to Anthony saying the Canadiens always suck in December, and he's right. They're bad this month. They haven't been that great.
In December, yeah.
So it's a continuing. I hope it's a continuing trend, because listen, like I like to think I know what's best for this team, and getting the highest pick possible for this draft is going to be that. So
paramount.
It is paramount, but that's what people don't understand. That's what people don't understand. It's okay, not people. there's a lot of fans out there who are on the same page as us. There's a lot of fans out there who are on the complete opposite side of us. Whatever. We accept your opinion. You're allowed that. But man, when you're there screaming, no, don't trade Edmondson. No, don't trade Anderson. When you know you can get something good in return, especially for the future, like, I'm sorry, put personal feelings aside. Josh Anderson, bless that man. He's beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Fuck. If we're getting a first-round pick for him and maybe a prospect, he's got to go. And I love Josh Anderson. I don't want to see him go. But this is Kent Hughes, man. I'm telling you, this is the Kent Hughes
mentality.
mentality.
To remind people, just look at the Sherrod trade. That's the best way to remind
exactly,
people.
Exactly that. So it's
Put,
a lot of people
put the emotions away. Just put the emotions away. There are players that we love, but winning comes at a cost, and be aware of that. You can't trade away garbage for gold. And to whoever out there, Sammy's talking about, we're not singling out any one individual fan, but there are many emotional fans that don't understand that, a temporary sacrifice will pay off tenfold. And let's just say it like this. We trade away, let's say we trade away another two players. We trade away, Monahan and Anderson, two players that most of the fan base can agree that we don't want to see go. These two first round picks paired up with maybe Florida's first round pick yields a top 3 pick. Well, I'm just theoretical.
Yeah.
And this top 3 pick goes on to be a 40 goal scorer and everything. Please remember hearing this and come back and continue. Try to explain your tears. Try to justify your tears because of your lack of vision to what could be for what is barely right now.
Right,
and we just lost some followers. No, I'm kidding.
And
I'm
people
kidding.
need to know.
No,
Let's look at our recent games. When we played good teams, Tampa Bay, Dallas, even Colorado. Colorado's missing half of their lineup, and they still beat us.
That's true.
It's just really look at it like we're not there yet, and this is the only way to get there. Unfortunately, this is not a league where you can trade for superstars over and over. It's just how it is. So you got to get them through the draft. Look, Dallas. Okay. If Dallas is not a game where it shows you Montreal lost that game 4-2, they did okay at the beginning because of the fourth line, and then they just got dominated. If that's not a game that's going to show you, look at Tampa Bay tonight. If this is not a game that shows you that they need to get better, I don't know. I don't know what keeping Edmondson and Anderson and all those guys are going to do for you. Monahan, I don't know what's going to do for you.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's potentially another 3 first-round picks to the fans that are not drooling over the potential of that. Can we do an on-the-spot analysis of those players? Are they even in the top 50? Are those players even in the top 100? And you're getting a chance to pick the top 30 best players of the year for them? What's the matter with you?
Okay. Okay, go Joe, and then I want to lead to my next segment.
I was just going to clarify, like you say, how many first-round picks can you have? You don't need to use all of them. You can end up packaging them to get something you need. Look at Kirby Dach. So just to clarify, it's not all to pick as many players as you can. It's quality over quantity for sure. But you get a few of them, you can package them up, either move higher, or you can actually get a player, maybe a good player, like a Dach type player. So it's just to our benefit.
So the 2023 World Junior Championship Tournament finally started. This is, to me, the most wonderful time of the year, hence the song. It's also one of my favorite times of the year, just because I love this tournament year after year. We're always amazed by the up-and-coming talent, not just in our country of Canada and not just in the States, but around the world. Canada was looking to be probably one of the strongest teams in this tournament with Shane Wright, Bedard, Dylan Guenther, Joshua Roy. Zellweger is what's his face? Zellweger is returning. A good portion of that. Oh yeah, my God, jeez, yeah, Adam Fantilli's in there too.
I was waiting. I was like, damn it,
I can't believe. Well, I can't believe I forgot about him. Yeah, look, the one thing I love about this tournament is that the Habs have the most prospects, I think, out of any other team.
Yeah,
in this tournament,
which is nice to see.
Which is nice.
To see.
You have Joshua Roy for Canada. You have Lane Hudson for the States. You have Philip Massart for Slovakia. Vincent Rohr for Switzerland, although I don't think he's played yet because he's been sick. Oliver Kapanen for Finland. Adam Engstrom for Sweden. Did I forget anybody else? I'm not sure. I think that's everybody.
6. I think there were 6, and you named them.
So that's the 6. So, and honestly, they're all turning heads. Almost every single one of them. Like Adam Engstrom he's got 2 assists in his first game for Sweden. Yesterday, he gets the game winner for them. They win 1-0, but he got the game winner. Oliver Kapanen's got like 3-4 points. I think he's got like 2 goals, 2 assists. Lane Hudson got his first point earlier today for the States.
He's being underplayed. He's being underplayed. The USA fans are begging for him to be playing more.
The second game, he got more minutes because he showed because he got that power play assist and he's been playing. I think he just showed the coaching staff, the more you play me, the better I'm going to look out there. And they put him out there when it was they got it. It was such a good game. I watched that game, USA versus Slovakia, before Canada versus Germany. And look, Philip Massart, he got a goal. And Lane Hudson, like I said, he was out there for the extra man. So there's good signs out there too. And then I think Canada just witnessed the massacre that they did to Germany. And I'll let Joey explain what kind of player Connor Bedard is, because if you don't know who he is by now, you've been living under a rock.
This is an easy explanation. First line generational talent player. I don't think I need to say any other words. Elite scorer or NHL point getter. Nothing else to say. Nothing.
Okay. So
superstar, franchise. What other word can I use?
So this is why I started the episode with Tank for Bedard, because 7 points. He got 7 points against Germany. He got 4. Did he get? I know he got a hat trick. I don't know if he got 4 goals.
No, 3 goals, 4 assists.
He got 3 goals, 4 assists. So he got 7
assisted,
points.
The last one was on Roy.
On Joshua Roy, who scored his first goal. So I'm comparing to the Connor Bedard I saw in last year's tournament, or the one that took place in the summer, versus now, a couple of months later, he's a totally different animal. This kid is insanely talented.
Lethal.
Like lethal. It's he's lethal. I'm being genuine here, and I'm being myself right now. I cannot describe how good this fucking kid is.
I think, you know what? I had my own way to put it into perspective. I don't think that he has Connor McDavid's speed. However, he doesn't have his speed. His ability to maneuver and deke players is superior to Connor McDavid. The release of his shot is superior to Connor McDavid. And I want to say the game-changing ability, the X factor that he brings is much like McDavid. I like McDavid as a comparison because McDavid is a huge presence, and I think it's McDavid's title to lose for the years to come. He's the number 1 player. I don't think we've ever seen a player like him. But I'm just saying, funny enough, the way McDavid humiliates people with his speed, I find Bedard humiliates them with his stick handling ability. Like, if you look at the sheer moves, the insane moves that he pulls off versus McDavid making quick moves and getting around a guy, that's, I find, the comparison.
I can see what you're saying.
That's bold. I agree with the shot, but the maneuvering, I think I'd still give it
but I hold on a second.
McDavid does quick hand movements. I'm saying Connor Bedard does the one that's through the legs, windmill over the head, and the guy's twisting and turning his head.
Did you say Connor McDard? Is he?
No, but it might.
Well, it might.
Yeah,
Okay,
might
no,
be,
no, but no.
yeah.
Hold on a sec. I kind of see what you're saying, Chris, because McDavid's able to do those moves, those dekes at that speed, which is the thought of it is
yes.
the thought of it is insane. But Bedard can make those same moves without going at that same speed. So I see what you're saying.
But hold up. I'm
But 'cause he
saying
does.
Bedard's moves are better. His speed is worse. Like I'm saying, he's got even better, more crazy dangles that he pulls
You're-
off in comparison to McDavid.
If
But he can't keep up with McDavid speed wise. That's what I'm
if
trying
you
to say.
if you see Bedard the way he handles the puck in the offensive zone, you don't know what he's gonna do. You don't know what he's
Exactly.
gonna do. Like we talk about Nick Suzuki, how it's amazing. We're not sure if he's gonna shoot or pass or deke. I'm sorry, Bedard is 5 times better than Suzuki because you don't know if he's gonna shoot, you don't know if he's gonna maneuver, spin around, try shooting again, pass it, deke. You have no fucking clue. And like guys give him so much respect and so much room that they're fucked. At least that's what the Germans did tonight, and that's exactly what happened.
And Bedard
So-
couldn't have been 1 year older. He couldn't have been 1 year older.
Oh my!
He could not have been 1 year old. Or Montreal, like
Joey?
I want to
my
scream.
God.
We might
I
not be.
know.
We might not be having. We might. I understand where your point is, but we might not be having to hope for that exact thing.
Well,
We might be able again. Believe.
I will make a bold prediction. I do not think the last place team will get the first overall this year. So look at it as you will. I look at probabilities for it to be 3 straight years for the last team to get first overall.
Okay,
it's
Joey.
been, I think, a little while. So
Joey, can you answer
I'm
me
going
this? Okay,
Yeah.
because you're good at this stuff. Did the Canadians win the lottery last year?
yes.
So it still counts within. It's because you can't win more than 2 years in a row, right? In a span of 5 years,
5 years. You can't win 2 and 5. Yeah, so they can win it again.
they could
So if
win
they
it. Again.
win it,
Okay, but hold on a sec though. But for you to win the lottery, don't you have to go up in position compared to where you finished?
well,
So,
if-
like, do you get what I'm asking?
yeah, but if you win the lottery, it's the opposite. You win the lottery, everyone pushes down. That's how it works. Everyone pushes down. I don't know. That's the way I see it. So when
but-
they do the
But the
So-
Canadians didn't push anybody down because they were the bottom.
because they were
They were
last,
la-
yeah, but
Yeah.
now they're not last.
Okay,
so you push people that are ahead of you, you push them down. But there's nobody ahead of us last year.
okay.
Since we were last,
So
we don't push anybody
So then,
down.
so technically, they didn't win the lottery. Then is what
No,
you're
they
saying.
did win it. There still has to be a winner. They just didn't push anybody down. They stayed where they finished.
Okay,
I think.
fine.
I think what Sammy is saying is you
New Jersey
define the
pushed
winner of
somebody
you.
down.
Exactly.
So
You
then
define
they
the
won the
winner of a
lottery.
lottery as somebody
They
who
won
moves
the
up.
second. They do a draw for
yes,
first.
Right.
They
That's
do a
true.
draw for first, and they do a draw for second. So Montreal
I
won
forgot about
first.
that. Yeah. Okay.
And remember seeing the backstage with Bettman, the 15-minute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Montreal.
And then you saw New Jersey. Yeah,
My, oh,
exactly.
my.
And you saw New Jersey winning second.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, speaking of New Jersey's pick, Simon Nemec. Holy fuck, this kid's good.
He is.
He's good. He's very good. A right-handed defenseman that, hey, man, I love the Slavkovsky pick, but we might also question that pick maybe some day down the future.
No, please not. I don't want to question it.
Sorry.
No, you know what?
PTSD.
Slavkovsky.
No, I love
when
Slavkovsky.
When he grows into his body and he's fully
he's gonna
aware of what he can
be
do
a
physically,
force. Yeah,
he's going to be a
gonna force.
monster for us in the playoffs. The guys that get bowled over and
Okay.
mowed down and destroyed in the playoffs and don't last, Slavkovsky is not going to be one of those guys. Obviously, he's not there yet, but when that day comes, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. So
Okay.
I think it's just a question of patience because the guys that you look at, like a guy
absolutely.
like Shane Wright, it's just going to be a question of him getting quicker and stronger. Slavkovsky is going to go from just, and I don't want to say an innocent little kid with some talent, but he's going to go from that to a monster, like
Yeah, I see
somebody
what you're
that you
saying. Yeah.
have to be aware of.
Hey, Shane Wright too. I think he's playing pretty well for Canada, but it's Connor Bedard's show. It's Connor Bedard's
Yeah.
show,
Yep.
and holy fuck! But I want to mention something too, though. So, like, let's say if the Canadians, with either Florida's pick or their own, finish within, let's say, between 8 and 10 spot, they might be able to land Dalibor Dvorsky, the other Slovakian centerman. He played very well. So, if you guys have a chance to watch any of Slovakia's games during this tournament, pay attention to this guy, because there's some saying, well, he's projected to go between 8 and 10, but if he performs the way he does in this tournament, he might go up. Having said that, though, like, he's projected to land somewhere between the 8th and the 10th spot, which is probably where the Canadians are going to land with either of their picks, Montreal or Florida. So just keep an eye on him, because
Sam, is your purpose to have an all Slovakian line with Slavkovsky, Massar, and him?
Dude, so at one point we were all Canadian-born players and Russian-born players. I think now we said goodbye to the Russians and we're saying hello to the Slovakians. I truly believe that, dude. I'm not kidding. I thought about this too. It's like, Philip Machar he's an excellent skater. This kid, like, watch him. Like, watch Slovakia, man. They got good players. Machar is looking good. This Dalibor Dvorsky kid's looking good. And Simon Nemec, like, he might be a lesser Dalin, but he's very good. He's a very, very good player. But all that
they're very competitive athletes, Slovakians, for hockey. They've always had a good base of players, so I'm not one to argue against it.
Absolutely. But, like, I got to pay attention to somebody like Leo Carlson or who else from Finland that's supposed to be kind of up there within the top 10. Caden Gooley just scored, boys. There we go. Like I said, just, as long as the kids, dude, Caden Gooley, Zook and I, we said this in last episode. Like, man, every game this kid plays, I love him more and more. I really, really do. Bergevin pick. So, again, he's going up there amongst rookie defensemen in this league. So, it's an exciting time, guys, especially in the World Juniors. Like, pay attention to some of these prospects that are projected to go top 10. Like, one of these guys is going to be a Montreal Canadiens as of the summer. So, or two of them actually. So, this is why I love this tournament. It's like, throughout the years, I love watching kids, the prospects, like the potential future of this team and for the NHL. So, keep an eye on it. Anybody else want to add something to that?
No, I think I would just say for Lane Hudson, Sam, maybe you watched the USA more than I did. I have not watched their games. I just read that he struggled a little bit defensively. Is that true? He was at fault for a couple of goals, and he seems to be not doing as well on his own end.
It's not just him. No, it's not just him. It's the team just fucking collapsed. He had a bit of a rough start, but I mean, like, offensive zone, like, you could see, where his strengths are. His strength is in the offensive zone.
Yeah,
there's a couple of times where, but, like, the problem is, it's his height. He's not going to beat off guys with oh my
god, that shouldn't be edited.
Are you kidding me? I sound like Charles Barkley on the basketball. When you're banging a guy, the guy's banging you.
Canceled.
Oh my God. Hell no, I can't. Fuck that. Good luck trying to cancel the curfew, boys. It ain't gonna happen, folks. Listen, he's not gonna separate guys from the puck by being physical with body checks. Like, he'll try, but maybe 4 out of 5 times it might not work exactly the way he planned. To him, it's positioning and his skating and just getting the stick in the right area and maybe just covering the guy at the right time. Like, that's going to be a strength. But in the offensive zone, like, this kid can create something. So keep an eye on him. Right now, the States, they got upset, like I said, by Slovakia. It's been an interesting tournament. It really has. So I love this tournament. I really, really do. So we're going to go on to the last session of this episode. So we are closing off the year 2022. I have a major question for you guys, and even for all of Habs fans. What was your it could be, we all have many moments, but we can name some of them. At least name me your top favorite moments within the Montreal Canadiens organization in 2022. It could be a specific event, it could be a specific game, a specific highlight. Anybody, anything. I'll let you guys decide who starts.
It's tough. I had two of them, but I'll probably go with the one that might make us more successful. Probably the hiring of Kent Hughes.
Okay.
Why? I mean,
Say why.
Second one would have been getting the first overall, but getting the first overall, I mean, it's one player as opposed to Hughes, who's going to be controlling the team for the next, could even be a decade. So it could be, in terms of long-term success. Why? It just, we finally made a realization with Jeff Molson that we needed to move forward, go in a different direction, and we wanted to hire somebody that would bring success to Montreal. Will Hughes be that guy? We're not sure, but obviously looked very promising. So it gave us back a lot of good hope, especially what was going on with the season. And the movies made so far has really paid dividend. Like, I mean, it seems like we're headed in the right direction. So I don't know. I just think he'll bring us success. And to me, success is what we all want from Montreal. And if that's it, and he's the man, he's got to be my favorite moment of this year.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. Okay, Chris.
Look, finishing the season last year, seeing Price in nets, getting the win, getting the win, 10-1. Yes. Caulfield scoring a hat trick. Like I said, for Carey Price Price's potential last game.
You got a 2-for-1.
But I don't want to limit it to that. I'd say in the game, there's that moment. And I mean, for this part, like it's divided by seasons. Sadly, this season, I'd go with like the three things in play. And I really want to specify there's in play, like game time. And then there's other things all around. And the game time, like I said, the 10-1 game, Price winning the final game, the emotional end to what could be his career. That's just a beautiful, fairy tale ending, potentially, hopefully not, but what's lining up likely to be. This year, it's Jack-Eye massacring Cashin. That was really like a welcome to the NHL moment. Slavkovsky's first goal and all of Suzuki's penalty shot goals have been just outstanding. Those are like the three things that really stood out this year. But off ice for the year on the whole, and I don't want to take Joey's point, but I think it was all the little snippets of the conversations that both Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton, and I have to say most of the really interesting ones fall onto Kent Hughes' shoulders, where you see him at the draft, let's say, calling up Kirby Dach and telling him, like, we want you to come here, play physical, play a fast, skilled game. And then also behind the scenes for the draft, and you have who's the Bobrov.
Yeah, Nick
Bobrov.
Nick Bobrov.
Yeah, when they're discussing, and it's just like, I guess the whole new direction. Obviously, that's a fantastic, but it was just like these little moments and glimpses that we got with the newer upper management of the Montreal Canadiens this past year. That was very special because we've never heard conversations, we've never heard approaches like this, we've never heard we're going to bring in a skills coach. So again, that's very, very specific to what Joey's saying, like specific moments. But you know what? Let's cap it off with just saying Carey Price having a fairy tale, and that little.
So it's funny you mentioned. It's funny how you mentioned Jack-Eye, because I think that's because I texted that to Zook, and he said my favorite moment is Jack-Eye making the team, just because not just the inspirational part of him, where he never got drafted and look where he is, but at the same time, I think like Zook uses the words like work ethic and which is true. Like the reason why this kid is in the NHL with the team is because of his work ethic, never quitting. And so like he brings that attitude to the team. This is what Zook is saying, and he's totally right. Like he brings in a whole new work ethic, attitude, the pack mentality where he's like Zook says, we finally have someone that is gonna stand up for our guys. And like, you know, you add in the fights against Zach Cashin and all the other fights he did in the preseason. Even though he lost to Delorier, then he puts up a good fight against the big rig. What's his fucking face in Tampa Bay?
Maroon.
Pat Maroon. Yeah, he put up a good fight against Pat Maroon a couple of weeks ago at home. So that's Zook. Like, and I love that from Zook too. But I'm gonna give you my favorite moment of 2022, and it's not so much that we got the first overall pick, but it's the fact that the draft was done in Montreal at the Bell Center. I like the just the city. The city was alive. The city was buzzing. It was such an amazing environment to be a part of, knowing that the draft is in your city. Yes, you have the first overall pick, but even if we didn't, I still think the buzz would have been the same. I still think fans would have gone crazy either way. They would have still loved it. Just the show they put on, the way I'm sorry. I don't praise Gary Bettman much, but the way he announced the Kirby Dach trade, I thought was fucking hilarious. It was so entertaining. I really thought it was entertaining. You're losing your some energy, but I have a trade to announce, and he gets the crowd booing, and he's just Don cherrying the shit out of everybody. You want to hear the two trades? They involve the Canadians. Like I have to give the fucking man credit. That was so entertaining. So just that whole overall experience. I didn't get to go to the first day of the draft, but I went for the second day. And man, not just as a diehard Habs fan, but as a diehard hockey fan, you see the Bell Center just with all the tables and all the GMs and the important personnel of each NHL franchise. I got to see Joe Sakic. I saw Bill Guerin. I saw the Colorado coach. I got to take a picture with Jeff Gordon. I got to take a picture with Marty St. Louis. I saw Bruce Boudreau like talking. Like I saw so many like hockey personnel that I kind of grew up watching, and it was such a fucking awesome experience. And when a guy like Jeff Gordon on Chris Knuckles' podcast says the draft should be in Montreal every year, that goes a long way. Like this is the Bells. This is Montreal. We're the mecca of fucking hockey here. Like we know how to put on a show. We don't know how to build a team yet, but we know how to put on a show. We'll get to building a proper team in the near future. I truly believe that. But just like I said, the overall ambiance of the city, the fans, and even the unknown, because we didn't know if they were going to pick Shane Wright or Slavkovsky. Like nobody knew until the very, very last second. So the entire show, the entire draft was such a big entertainment show. I don't know how else to put it. This is the first time I see this in my lifetime. I think that had to be my favorite moment in this year. Like just knowing the draft is in Montreal. Like because I barely remember 2009, or was it 2010 when they drafted Louis LeBlanc. I'm trying to remember. I think
it was 2009.
It was 2009, but like I don't remember. I don't. Yeah, I don't remember.
2009.
Like if you compare that draft to this draft, the one that just happened, this one beats it by a long shot. So that's my favorite moment, and they should have the draft like it used to be. The drafts used to be in Montreal every year. I think they should bring that back. So, however, if
I would
anybody
love it, Sam, but it's unfair to everybody else.
fair schmear. Unless you guys want to go to Nashville in the next year, I think we can make a fun trip out of it.
Hey, it's a fun city. Never
Have you ever
been.
been? I've never been. I hear it's a great city, but that's it, boys. That's the end of our 2022 season wrap up. Well, not our 2022 episode season. The year 2022 is. I can't believe 2023 is like coming up in the next couple of days. Like, this is fucked. This
passes by quickly.
It's insane how fast it comes and goes.
You guys, I want to leave you guys on this and all of our fans on this. I don't know if you've ever heard of visualization, and I want to
Yes.
extend. This is
I
a
use it all
good
the time.
practice. Visualization that becomes actualization in the future. I want all fans going into 2023 to visualize the Canadians, especially their young stars, performing. I want you to envision and visualize our team tanking and dream, focus on those lottery numbers, plucking Montreal at number 1 overall. Think about it, dream about it, put it in your minds. Enough energy in Montreal, those balls will magnetically gravitate towards us in our favor. I'm telling you, get those balls in mind.
I promise
we
you,
gotta be picking. We gotta be picking top 3, and focus on it. And our team picks top 3, and that happens. I think the Montreal Canadiens are going to be lifting maybe 1 or more Stanley Cups in the next 10 years. Book it.
Jeez. Oh my God. Okay.
Oh,
listen,
Chris,
I wish I had. I wish I had spa music for that session, but I will say this though: if ever the Canadians get the first overall pick, whether through our own or through Florida's, if you've seen our reaction video to the first overall selection of last draft, if you think that was funny, if the next one, if the Canadians get it, the next one is going to be, I don't want to say violent, but somebody's going to get tackled by me with a big hug. They're going to get tackled hard. Like, there's somebody's body is going flying. I guarantee you that.
I say we propose something crazy, like it's got to be like we go streaking down Avenue des Canadiens Montréal or something like that. Like that's the kind of we gotta up our game.
No, but it's gonna be full of other people. I don't want to go streaking with strangers. I don't know.
I know
I'm not there yet in my life. I'm not there. I'm not there to share genital views and touch skins and stuff. I'm not there yet. I mean, you could do that, Chris, if you want. No judgment. Joe, you too. You can do that if you want.
Gonna run it by the girlfriend.
You don't need her permission. All right, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's a wrap, fellas. If I don't see you all, I wish you both a happy New Year. I wish our followers and our listeners a happy New Year as well. 2023 is just around the corner. Please have fun, celebrate, do it safely. Please don't drink and drive. Just please, coming from the fireman here, stay safe. Have the time of your life with your loved ones, with your friends, but please be safe out there. Come up with the new year resolution if you have to. Just do it safely. 2023. I look forward to seeing what the new year is going to bring, especially after the year we had this year and even the last 2 years. I always believe there's light at the end of the tunnel for this Montreal Canadiens team, but it's going to take a bit of time. You guys, honestly, happy New Year. Enjoy it. Enjoy the time with your families as well. We will be seeing each other soon, but in the meantime, just have fun. Yeah. To our, I'm going to just remind everybody, follow the Curfew Boys on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Please, to our YouTube channel, listen to all our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. Chris, Joey, thank you so much for doing this with me tonight. Yeah, it sucks the Habs lost, but at least they won. At least Connor Bedard is showing us he wants to be a Montreal Canadian. So until then, bye now.
Bye now.
Bye now.
Good night.